I warned them right away. If Xiao Yang doesn't take a bath, then I won't play with you anymore. And Xiao Lu, if you bathe nicely and smell good, I'll braid your hair beautifully. The moment Xiao Yang heard won't play together, his whole face scrunched up, as if he'd just been struck by lightning. Apparently that threat was scarier than the bath itself. He hesitated for a while, then finally gave in. But not before clutching his little butt and saying seriously, "You have to be gentle, okay? Don't be like Dad. He always uses that rough loofah and scrubs back and forth. It hurts so bad. And he even spanks me." Hearing the words beautiful hair, Xiao Lu's eyes lit up. She nodded eagerly. "Yes. Braid. I want pretty braids. That Dad they mentioned must be their father, Tanvu." Hearing their little complaints, I couldn't help picturing that fierce man forcing a 3-year-old child, me, and 2 little kids into a bath together. The thought alone was unbearable. I dared not imagine it further. Silently I filled the pot with water, hoping the fire would burn hotter, and the water would boil faster. In the kitchen the heat began to rise. The red flames licked the bottom of the blackened pot. I kept chopping firewood in silence. Xiao Lu squatted nearby, resting her chin on her hands, her big eyes fixed on the flickering fire. Xiao Yang, on the other hand, was bored. He started playing with the dirt in the corner. Finally, the water began to boil, bubbling and gurgling, white steam rolling out thick and heavy, filling the tiny kitchen. I scooped the hot water into a large wooden tub, added some cold water, and tested the temperature with my hand. Warm steam wrapped around me, bringing a comfort I hadn't felt in so long. "All right, take off your clothes," I told the kids, then began peeling off my own filthy layers, so dirty and stiff they could almost stand on their own. Xiao Yang kept grumbling, but his hands were quick. In just a few swift moves, he was completely naked, revealing his thin yet chubby little body. Xiao Lu was more bashful. She turned her back toward me, carefully undoing the crooked knots on her clothes. Suppressing my deep disgust, I stripped off my own grimy outfit and tossed it aside, then stepped into the tub. The moment the warm water touched my skin, a wave of indescribable relief washed over me. But along with it came a burning shame. Almost as if to vent every ounce of anger and frustration, I grabbed the rough towel and scrubbed every inch of my skin with a fierce, desperate determination. The clear water quickly turned cloudy. A thick layer of gray-black grime floated to the surface. I poured it out, then filled the tub again with clean, hot water. Another layer of dirt, and another. I poured out 3 whole tubs of murky black water. Only by the 4th did the water finally start to clear. I looked down at my hands and feet, the true color of my skin slowly showing through. Pale from the lack of sunlight, but so clean that I almost wanted to cry. Then it was the children's turn. I lifted little Xiao Lu into the warm tub I had prepared. As the gentle water wrapped around her small, dark little body, she squinted her eyes and sighed in pure delight. It's so warm." I took a towel and began to wash her, slowly and carefully. Her neck, her elbows, behind her knees, and her tiny toes. I didn't miss a single spot. The black dirt washed away bit by bit, revealing the soft, rosy skin beneath. When I poured the last scoop of clean water over her fine, silky hair, rinsing away the bubbles, what appeared before me was like a little girl from a painting. Big sparkling eyes, skin smooth and fair, as soft as a peeled egg. "Oh my, you're so adorable." My heart melted. I couldn't help but smile, gently brushing my finger against her cheek. "You're all clean now, like a little fairy." Xiao Lu blushed, smiling shyly. 2 tiny dimples appeared on her face. Xiao Yang, waiting nearby, could hardly contain himself. He bounced on his feet, calling out, "My turn. My turn already." When it was his turn, he wasn't afraid of the water at all. He just jumped straight in with a big splash. I washed him carefully too. When I poured the last scoop of water over his head, a bright, chubby little boy emerged. Sharp eyes, cheeks like polished jade. I couldn't help laughing. Xiao Yang is clean now. You look so fresh. But the moment he heard the word fresh, froze, as if he feared I was about to call him cute. His plump cheeks puffed up in protest, and he turned away from my hand, pouting furiously. In a serious little voice he declared, "I'm not cute. Don't say I'm cute. I'm gonna be the boss of the whole village. How can a boss be cute?" He clenched his tiny fists, trying so hard to look strong. Then, as if remembering something terrible, he leaned in close and whispered, "Xiao Yu only stood halfway up, you know. If Dad hears about it, he's gonna die for sure." I stared at him, this soft, round little ball pretending to be a tiger cub, then looked over at Xiao Lu, sitting quietly like a porcelain doll. I couldn't help but laugh through my tears. After the bath, we all felt fresh and cool, but also dripping wet from head to toe. I pulled out a large palm leaf fan, its edges already worn smooth, and sat down on the low wooden stool by the kitchen door. "Come here. Let me fan you dry before you catch a cold," I said, waving them over. Xiao Lu ran up immediately, like a little kitten eager for attention, and climbed onto one of my legs, curling against my arm with a happy little hum. Not to be outdone, Xiao Yang squeezed himself onto my other knee. He sat up straight, trying to look manly, but his head still leaned toward me with quiet affection. A clean, gentle scent drifted through the air. Soap, sunlight, and a faint sweetness like fresh milk. I wrapped my arms around both of them, one hand still holding the fan, slowly waving it back and forth. The soft breeze lifted their fine baby hair, making it flutter gently. Xiao Lu closed her eyes, looking just like a sleepy kitten basking in the sun. Xiao Yang relaxed too, his little head resting against my shoulder.